The towering mountain opened its vast maw, spewing forth a torrent of oil, and laughed arrogantly as it flaunted its immense wealth. Seeing this, the middle mountain immediately joined in the display, casually plucking handfuls of gold coins from within itself and finally, with a triumphant air, placing a golden crown upon its head.
The third mountain, though not as wealthy, possessed a formidable power within its molten lava.
With a mere attack, it could strike fear into others and make them surrender their riches. Nearby stood a tiny hill, barely a month old. At this moment, the three majestic mountains grew curious about what lay hidden within the little hill. After fumbling around in its mouth for a while, the hill could only produce a single small pine cone. The three mountains examined it closely, confirming it was just an ordinary pine cone, and immediately let out derisive laughter. They tossed the pine cone onto the little hill's head as if it were trash. This made the little hill feel incredibly inferior, prompting it to discard the pine cone with disgust. Instead of offering comfort, the three mountains joined forces to gather the clouds in the sky, transforming them into a massive, dark cloud. Rain poured down heavily, completely enveloping the little hill, which could only accept its fate in silence. Subsequently, the three mountains closed their eyes, preparing to sleep. Soon, everything around fell quiet, but the little hill couldn't drift off to sleep. It fantasized about becoming powerful, seizing the wealth of the three mountains, and making them bow down in submission. However, the cold rain continued to fall on its head, and the little hill finally came to terms with reality. It picked up the nearby pine cone, as if realizing something profound. Regardless of how others viewed the pine cone's value, it was a precious treasure unique to itself. The little hill gently kissed the pine cone and then placed it back in its mouth, finally finding peace and falling asleep. The raindrops on its head gradually ceased, revealing the twinkling stars above. The next day, the little hill awoke from a beautiful dream. It reached into its mouth, intending to retrieve its treasure, but instead found itself surrounded by tree roots. Seeing this, the three mountains were about to mock it when suddenly, pine cones began to rain down from the sky, burying them up to their waists. Just then, a squirrel emerged from within the pile, climbing up the little hill's body and taunting the three mountains. The little hill gently kissed the squirrel. As the squirrel climbed higher, to everyone's surprise, a colossal tree sprouted from the top of the little hill, its branches and leaves spreading out to block the sky. In the end, the once towering three mountains had been reduced to mere hills beneath the shade of the mighty tree.